How can you use plant medicines like psilocybin, microdosing, or even MDMA to create new neuroplasticity and rewire your subconscious belief structures? Well, the powerful aspect of these substances is it literally helps your brain create neuroplasticity. It's like a surge of neuroplasticity. It just happens all at once. Obviously, talking about very safe clinical guided sessions or microdosing from a known reputable source. Be very careful with these substances because they are powerful, and MDMA and other substances, they can lace in fentanyl and other aspects that are very unsafe. But how do they actually create neuroplasticity and help you rewire your subconscious? Well, basically what happens is if you do according to like John Hopkins research, they're doing a lot of studies on psilocybin right now for mental health, for addiction, for depression, for even stroke victims. And what they're finding is basically the week after a significant dose, which is usually a 2 to 3 gram dose of psilocybin. Look up the research to find out more. I'm not a researcher, but you go through basically a space. For the next week, your brain has just experienced this surge of neuroplasticity, meaning it's almost like your brain is now flexible and moldable like you were when you were 3 or 4 years old. Because you have more neuroplasticity, you're more adaptable. So your brain can learn new things, create new neuro grooves really fast. And that's the power of these substances and why they're so helpful for PTSD, because it's almost like when you get stuck in a ritual of PTSD or panic attacks or unhelpful other behaviors that don't support who you really want to be, what happens is it's like your brain just has this default mode. It's kind of like you're going down the ski slope and the grooves are already made in the snow and you can't change them. Or you can change them minimally, but the main grooves are still right there. Well, when you get a flood of neuroplasticity, like learning something new, experiencing something new, that also gives you a flood of neuroplasticity in that specific area. But when you go through a psilocybin experience or microdosing, you're literally creating micro doses of increased neuroplasticity thanks to the psilocybin. But your brain is creating almost like a fresh powder down a ski slope. So when you go down that ski slope, you can create whole new grooves, and that's what you want to do, right? Because most of us have some disempowering, unhelpful beliefs, stories, feelings, energy, whatever, that we want to reprogram into something much more powerful. And it literally is like a reprogram. You think of, hey, I'm getting a computer. Well, that computer is programmed, hey, you type certain things and it produces this, or this program does this when you type this, right? That's how our bodies are. But now you have a chance to reprogram. Obviously on a guided ceremonial or otherwise, you have to be experienced, or you have people that are guiding you that really know what they're doing, because they're powerful. And if you don't have any guide, there's a risk of things going bad, and there's a risk of things not going in the direction that you really want them to. So the risk of taking some of these substances, especially without proper guidance and without a trusted source, you know what, you can go down a pathway that doesn't ultimately serve you and could actually do more harm than good. But if you are properly guided, you're supported, you get a great source, guess what? Now you have a chance for greater neuroplasticity. That's why a lot of these substances I'm talking about, MDMA, psilocybin, are classified as a breakthrough drug because of the magnificent effects they're seeing in people with PTSD, depression, or even stroke victims right now. So I encourage you, treat these substances with all seriousness. Again, I'm not a scientist. I have no claims to any research on any of this, right? But I love what's happening in this space. And I think there's a lot of potential for rewiring your subconscious, rewiring yourself for peak performance, which is what I care about. I care about the practical application of you and I stepping up and playing our best in our marriages, in our personal life, as husbands, as fathers, as moms, as dads, whatever, and in our work. I want to kick butt in my work, and I want to help others do the same. I'm also going to mention a few people that have a lot of great references. Tim Ferriss has a lot of great podcast episodes on the power of psychedelics. And Dr. Andrew Huberman, one of the top neuroscientists in the world at Stanford, has some great episodes as well. A lot of great books out there as well. So I've got a few linked in the description. Grab those and explore it, or reach out if I can help in any way as well. So I encourage you, treat these substances with all seriousness. Again, I'm not a scientist. I have no claims to any research on any of this, right? But I've studied it extensively. I love this new breakthrough modalities. I have a ton of great videos coming out or already out on how to reprogram yourself for optimal success using powerful tools like NLP, plant medicines, other neuroscience breakthroughs that are going to lead to you stepping into your highest and best performing self while shedding those areas of self-sabotage. And if there's anything more you would like to hear about this video, about any of the content I've talked about or content I haven't talked about, comment below so I can create new content based on what you're hungry for, what you're curious about, what your biggest questions are. And I can't wait to connect with you. But seriously, I read all the comments. So go ahead, give me those comments. Give me some love if you like it. Give me a thumbs up or message me if you don't. And that will help recreate something more powerful for you. Talk soon.